What up, you guys? Welcome back to Feral Publications YouTube channel. This channel talk about zines and DIY publishing. And today I want to look through DC's Wildcats #1. This is more of a nostalgic comic for me. I am a Grifter fan. Grifter's solo runs on Image Comics back when they were still part of Wildstorm Productions. I collected the first two complete runs, and I really enjoyed the way they wrote that character. Not necessarily the art, but the way the character was written, the way the story unfolded, and the way the issues went from one story to the next, but had some sort of like continuous thorough line through it all. It was really fun. I really enjoyed the character. So when I seen this, my comic book shop gave me, I picked up my pull list, and they said, hey man, we'll give you half off on this one, which tells me that this must not be selling very well. But this is actually something that I remember talking to Jim Lee about at the when I was tabling at the Kamikaze. It was about this idea of like, when would Wildcats join the DC universe and what that plan looked like. And this is, I guess, what they came up with. They started to introduce Grifter. I have the first complete run of Grifter in the DC universe. It was not good. This comic book as well is not good. There's a reason why no one's talking about DC Comics. A lot of it is just, like I said, it's not very good. The art, it's not a break or make. Like for me, this is kind of like an art house style. Like you'll see this on Image, Marvel, and a multitude of different companies, right? So the art is not going to pull you here. So then the question becomes, is the story good? Does the story do anything to captivate you? No, it does not. This story is so boring and so flat. These characters don't pop. I mean, like, if you're not a comic book fan, you're not going to get anything out of this. Things that you do get out of this, you see the Wildstorm comics from the 90s being introduced to DC Comics. The people who create the program that operates his brain cell call him Deathblow. I don't know how many of you guys remember Deathblow, but if you don't, I'm going to put an image up here. So Deathblow is a character that I never thought I would see in the DC universe. Just for that sheer novelty of it, this is not worth the money I paid. This was $5. And when you compare it to Frank Miller Presents Ronin Book 2 Issue 1, look how many ads there are, right? There's one ad, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's 13 pages of ads, and they charged you more. And like I said, a lot of this way this is scripted, you could have saved so much time. Like, a lot of this stuff is not needed. A lot of this stuff just feels like it's just filler. They didn't know what to do. And they do one of these things that really just, it messes with me. Where like they'll have a sequence just to make it cool, but doesn't really serve a purpose to the overall story. It does serve a purpose for the character, but then you can't have 3, 4 multiple things that serve a purpose for the character. In an issue where there's a team, you kind of want each team to have their moment to shine for us to understand each character. And they're doing basically with Grifter what they do with Batman, where the whole story revolves around Batman. And I get it, Grifter's probably the more popular character. It's the character that people recognize. But then don't do Wildcats. Don't have it be a team comic. Have it be Grifter's comic. Because then I would be okay with it. But I don't understand what Zealot's doing there. I don't really understand Deathblow, his motives. I don't understand anything other than Grifter doesn't like people testing on animals. Yes, he wants to win this battle, this war, but not at the cost of his humanity. So this is some of the stuff that I was saying, that like, if you don't care about this shit, you're not going to care. But like the fact that Nightwing and Batgirl are like seeking them out, I thought that was a very fun premise, but they just don't do very well to build on that. The story is it's just a half-baked story, honestly. Right? So then they're leaving after they were looking for a scientist to help them accomplish a certain something. And so the Nightwing, Batwoman show up because they're viewing them as terrorists. See, like, even this whole page, you didn't need this whole page for this, right? That's just a waste of time. Even this is a continuation of that time being wasted. And then, you know, like easily you could have condensed that into one page. The point of a comic book like this is not necessarily to tell you a good story. It's to give you characters. It's to protect IP. It's to push new video games, new toys, new movies. And it's just so obnoxious in this comic book where you're just like, okay, we get it. We fucking get it. And it serves no purpose other than to give Grifter another time to shine, to be like, oh, he's so cool, isn't he? Oh my god, I know it sounds like I'm just a hater. There are sequences in here that I like, but overall, this comic book, the story is garbage. The art, like I said, is generic. There's really nothing in here that I liked about it. So then they go to try to get the next character, the next doctor scientist that they need to win the battle. Green Arrow shows up. Like I said, for these moments, like this is things that people that like me that have grown up reading DC comics, grew up with Wildstorm comics. Like that, like this is what you paid for really, just to see these few moments, this few splashes of art of like, oh shit, you know, Wildcats with Green Arrow, like I never thought I'd see the day. But like it's just, it doesn't do enough. And then like I said, the story is just flat. It doesn't make any sense. And I get it, they're tying them all into the DC universe, but you could have done so much more, so much better with this story. So garbage. Will I get the next issue? Hell nah. This was a one and done for me. So I'm really disappointed. I liked the Jim Lee's Wildcats. I liked Wildstorm Productions, and this just isn't it. DC failing once again. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Lates.